Call to order the Gurnee Village Board meeting of October 7, 2024. Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Present.
Thorstensen.
Here.
Woodside. Here. Ross.
Here.
Garner.
Here.
O'Brien.
Present.
6 present.
I'll stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome, everybody. The first item is the approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Balmas, second by Trustee O'Brien. Yes. Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Yes.
6 ayes.
Motion carries. Pat?
Item number 1, approval of the minutes of the September 23rd, 2024 meeting. Item number 2, approval of issuing a raffle license and waiving the fee and bond requirement for the Gurnee School District 56 band boosters. Item number 3, approval of payroll for period ending September 20th, 2024 in the amount of $1,057,469.27. Item number 4, approval of bills for period ending October 7, 2024 in the amount of $1,197,816.09.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Garner, second by Trustee Thorstensen. Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Motion carries. On to petitions and communications. First is the administration of the oath of office for the promotion of Fire Lieutenant John McNeil to Fire Division Chief. As Chief will tell you, this is a real enjoyable time for us, promotions and hiring. So tonight we have a couple, and Chief, I'll let you take it off.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. As the mayor said, very exciting time. Start of a career, and then through your career, you work very hard to be promoted or appointed to new positions. The first appointment we have tonight is for John McNeil. John has served as our medical officer for the last 17 years, been training officer for the last 14 years. He worked his way up as a firefighter into a lieutenant in that position, and that there doesn't speak enough to what he actually does. John keeps all 63 of us certified every day in the state of Illinois paramedic programs. Think of having 63 kids that you're sending to school, and you're in charge of us, and you're his taskmaster, keeping us all certified. And if it wasn't enough that he's in charge of our paramedic license, he also does that for every firefighter. In the state of Illinois, in their wisdom, created recertifications for every certificate we have now. So John has spent his last few years building out our entire computer system, allowing us to keep our certifications in place. He makes sure we're always in compliance with all the initials, the alphabets, whether it's, NIMS or FEMA or IDOL or OSHA. He does all that. As a fire chief, that's such a big relief when you have people that are able to do this for you and keep track of it. He set up an entire computer system. His predecessor used to do it all on paper. He had an incredible color-coded papering system, and it was back in that day, that was seen as advanced. When John took over, it was all computerized. He took our entire training program from paper to computer. He did the exact same thing with our EMS system. He took our entire EMS system. We all used to handwrite reports, made electronic. Now he's always keeping us compliant with all the different NEMSIS standards. He also is the key link between our reports and our billing. He's made everything streamlined. He's really done great. So you ask, well, he's been doing this as a lieutenant training officer. Why the position of division chief? The fire department has changed how we're hiring people now. It's become more difficult just to hire someone off the street that's already certified firefighter or paramedic. There are a few out there, and they're talented and they're good, and we're happy with that. But John has taken on the task, along with our hiring committee, allowing us to start hiring paramedic students, hiring people who have not even gone to the fire academy yet. John is going to be our face of our fire department as a chief officer sitting in these meetings when he's down at the fire academy. He's there. He'll be representing us. He'll be doing the evaluations on the employees. He's going to make sure that the fire academy is meeting the needs we need so they're trained. He's taking this role on. And then the EMS system, not only does John work with our current EMS system, our doctor, as paramedic students are coming throughout the state, or actually multiple states, John's going to coordinate their licensing into the national, into the state of Illinois. It's quite the task. It's changed. His entire job description overnight changed when we opened up our standards. Oh, but he's still keeping us all trained and making sure we keep our licenses as well. So John's very appreciated in the department. Often he's sometimes the guy we all look at and say, again, we have to do this drill again, but he's doing it because we have to, and we appreciate it. So John, thank you for keeping us there. You've definitely earned this appointment, and I look forward to continue working with you. So with that being said, will you come up?
John, I think Chief likes you a little bit. What do you think?
I guess.
So, if you raise your right hand, and I state your name,
I, John McNeil,
having been appointed to the office of
having been appointed to the office of
Fire Division Chief
Fire Division Chief
in the village of Gurnee,
in the village of Gurnee,
County of Lake,
County of Lake,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I'll support the Constitution of the United
that
States
I will support the Constitution of the United
and the
States,
state of Illinois,
state of Illinois,
faithfully discharge the duties of Fire Division Chief, sorry.
faithfully discharge the duties of Fire Division Chief
Let's see if John was listening, right? To the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Please sign. You
Oh,
have something you'd like to say?
oh,
Your mic's yours.
hi. No, seriously, I would just like to thank the chief and the deputy chief to start with, because without your support and leadership, my job would be really difficult, and you guys actually make it easy when I know that I'm sitting in these meetings, that you have my back. So first off, I'd like to thank that. Next, I'd like to thank my wife. She's my rock. She's supportive. I wouldn't be here without her. And then my girls who keep me grounded. They always tell me what text messages mean with the abbreviations. I learned that it's not okay to text okay. So, but they teach me stuff, so that's good. But they've given me new perspective on how to look at people and evaluate them, and I appreciate that. To the mayor, to the trustees and the village administrator, I just want to make a promise to you that as I'm serving as division chief, I will work hard every day to make sure that we provide the best service possible to the citizens of Gurnee.
Who's got something to do with that?
My wife.
Your wife.
Yeah.
We skipped a step on you there a little.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
Yeah, you threw me for a loop there. But.
Yep. Stab him.
Yeah, she is.
You want the girls come up and get a quick picture? You're supposed to come up and get a picture. Do your girls and your parents or anyone else? You two are in the picture too? Yeah, you're in the picture. Yeah.
You're in the group.
You're saying right here. Mayor, I sign here. Mayor's gonna sign.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
yes.
John's getting complete his speech. I cut him off hard.
Yeah,
We were trying to remind him about the bad, so he
yeah.
wasn't complete.
So I would like to thank everyone who came out. My sister, my mother's here, my brother, my nephew, Danny. And then I did forget probably the most important people here that I would not be here if it wasn't for the rank and file, Gurnee firefighters, past and present. Without what you do on a day in and day out basis, I would not be here. And I try not to take that for granted. So I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
All right. The next person we're here for today is Kenny Salata. Kenny's road is a little different one. John's an appointment. He worked through. Kenny's is a promotion. Kenny earned this position. And when I say that in Gurnee, that's saying a lot. The fact that all the firefighters here go every 2 years, they take tests, they study hard, and they're all available. We have a third-party company that comes in and does our assessment center to us. And they come back every year, and they tell us the talent we have here in Gurnee, and they explain to us over and over how the majority of our candidates would finish number one in the other town. And it makes the promotion all that much more for Kenny, but it also lets everyone else know that continues to test and continues to work and study. Any hours you put in are not wasted. You are the talented people of Lake County. And it's told to us by outside chiefs. It's something great. So now back to Kenny a little more specifically. Kenny's been with us for almost 12 years now, coming up on 12. Kenny came with experience. He was actually a lieutenant years ago on his paid-on-call department. He brought natural leadership to the table when he first showed up here. Kenny leads in a nice, quiet way. It's almost the polar opposite of how I do in a fire station. And it's wonderful because we need diverse leaders. Kenny does it through actions. When you see Kenny out on a fire scene, he knows all the book answers. Not only does he know it, he uses them and practices them. He teaches other people about them. He's a quiet leader that trains people, works with people. When new people come in and are working on items, he's one-on-one in the corner with them, working with them. He's done it his whole career. It's kind of, some people don't even notice when it happens, when he's spending time teaching people there. Others that are out there watching it realize what he's doing. In the last few years, Kenny took over our Knox Box program. He got his first budget. It's not a big budget, but he started working on a line item budget, and you could see him start changing and buying in more to the department and learning more of the administrative side. He was always a leader. And on the last about year, he took over the team, the SRT team, our rescue team. Part of that was he was in charge of himself and 5 others. He takes care of all their training. He has a much larger budget. And he really was challenged because outfitting new people is a large budget item. And anyone that knows the fire chief here, he doesn't like to spend money. So Kenny had his tasked out to get all this equipment that he needed for his people. He saw them all through their initial training. They're all certified now. They're all on the county team. And since then, this year, they're working on keeping their county certificates up in place. And he's doing an excellent job as a leader there. He's kind of gone from that back corner where he was teaching people one-on-one to stepping out front and teaching everyone. It's been a great progression to watch. He's been qualified for years for this position. It's finally his turn to get up there, and congratulations to you, Kenny. I'm proud to make you a lieutenant tonight.
You ready? Okay, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Kenny Salata,
Having been promoted to the office of
having been promoted to the office of
Fire Lieutenant
Fire Lieutenant
in the village of Gurnee,
in the village of Gurnee,
County of Lake,
County of Lake,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
to affirm the Constitution of the United States,
from the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
Constitution of the State of Illinois.
I agree to faithfully discharge the duties of
I agree to faithfully discharge the duties of
Fire Lieutenant
Fire Lieutenant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. No, thank you, everybody. I want to start with the chief, deputy chief as well. Thank you for everything you guys have done. Just the amount of knowledge has been passed down. The village and the board, thanks for this opportunity. I'd like to thank all my brothers and sisters back there. I wouldn't be here without you guys. The mentorship, the amount of things you guys have taught me, just being in shift with you guys, it's amazing. So I appreciate for you coming out. It's a lot to see. So thank you. And lastly, my family, my parents, my mom and dad. 40-something years ago, came to this country to try to give us a better life, and now here we are. So I appreciate everything you've done for us, for me, my brothers, my sisters. My wife, thank you for everything that you do. It's hard to be a wife of a fireman and to stay at home sometimes, and I appreciate everything you do for us and for our kids. Being a stay-at-home mom is probably a lot harder than my job, so I appreciate everything you do. And my two beautiful sons, Kaden and Owen, I love you very much, and every time I'm at work, I miss you. So thank you, everybody.
I guess the funny part was I made it sound like John McNeil didn't earn his promotion. Well, maybe they shouldn't give me a microphone, huh, John? There you go.
I remember those days.
Yeah, he had a quick change of mind, but you're probably right. Something.
Good. On to new business. Item number 1, approval of ordinance 2024,
62.
adding one Class 1 liquor license by amending Section 6-56 of Article 2 of Chapter 6 of the Gurnee Municipal Code entitled Alcoholic Beverages, Soiree Event Place or Space, 3563 Grand Avenue. Pat?
Yeah, for those of you that were around in 2021, you might remember Soiree was before the village board for a Class 1 liquor license. It was issued at that time, operated for the next couple years without issue. In 2023, decided not to complete a liquor license renewal application, and therefore the license lapsed. We removed it from the municipal code. After that year off, they're back, decided that they would like to operate with a Class 1. So again, just a reminder, they're over on East Grand and Gurnee East Point Shopping Center, the corner of Grand and Belle Plaine. two different event spaces there that can hold up to 160 people max. One suite is up to 60 people. They operate that between 10 and 5. Second suite, they operate from 10 a.m. to midnight. That's 100 people. Food prep area, restrooms. We'll have all the Bassett trained personnel on site where alcohol is present. Police department reviewed the application, found no issues with it, so it is before you tonight for consideration.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee O'Brien, second by trustee Thorstensen. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Yes.
6 ayes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, approval of ordinance 2024,
63.
amending Chapter 32, Section 32 through 38, entitled Utility Fees of the Gurnee Municipal Code. Pat?
Sure. So I had a memo from our Public Works Director, Heather Gallant, on this. So you'll remember, Public Works has been working over the last couple of years to replace all the remote water reading devices, upgrading them to Orion devices. That information is transmitted to the cloud. We can pull it down from that, and then bill customers, also look for issues with usage, et cetera. In the past, Public Works would have to drive by every single home to do that water meter reading. So there was 9,868 Orions that were swapped out, or that they were working on, total in town to swap out. All of those have been replaced except for 6. So of the 6, 4 are vacant homes. So once those are reoccupied, we'll get those swapped out. The 2 other ones were not replaced. One at the request of the resident, the other one non-cooperative. So there was language in our municipal code where if Public Works had to visit residents' house over and over again because the resident was didn't want us in the house or didn't cooperate, that we would be able to assess a fee. Although that language was in there, there was never any fee linked to it. So with this issue, with these 2 that we will have to visit every other month, Public Works is proposing a fee of $50. One of the issues with the 2 is related to a medical condition. So if it's a medical related issue, the resident provides the appropriate backup information on that, we'll obviously waive those fees. The other one just didn't want to cooperate with us. We don't know why. That resident wants to cooperate, let's install the Orion. They can avoid that $50 fee every other month that involves us having to send personnel, equipment out there to read that meter. So what this is establishing that fee. Like I said, the language was in the municipal code. There was just never a fee hooked to it. Staff is proposing $50. Again, if it's a medical related issue, we'll waive that. Those other residents have the opportunity to avoid that fee by letting us simply upgrade the Orion at their house like the other 9,862 homes have done to date.
All right. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Balmas, second by trustee Garner. Any discussion? No. Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
6 ayes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, approval of ordinance 2024,
64.
authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Clark Dietz, Inc. for engineering services for the Estes area water main improvements. Pat?
Sure. So the next couple items are related. You've seen these in the past. Village engineer Nick Leach will come forward before the next year's capital program with a request for additional engineering design services to help get projects designed, right on the shelf, ready to go once the budget's approved by the village board, assuming the projects make it in the budget. They don't make it in the budget, again, they're on the shelves ready to go for a future year where we can hit the ground running once construction season starts. So this first one is Clark Dietz. Again, this is for water main design over in the Estes area, so generally Woodlawn, Dorchester, Kenwood, and Blackstone between Greenleaf and Gould. It's old water main over there, have had breaks that we've had to respond to, cast iron main original to the system. Again, this will get that replacement designed. Been using Clark Dietz since 2017 on similar projects. Been very happy with the work they've done. Given the total estimated cost of the water main replacement program and this $160,000 contract amount, that's a really good price when you look at the percent of the design engineering to the total amount of the contract. So staff is recommending, based on our prior experience and this contract amount of not to exceed $160,000, to move forward with Clark Dietz.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Garner, second by trustee O'Brien. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
6 aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4, approval of ordinance 2024,
65.
authorizing execution of a professional services agreement with Bollinger, Locke and Associates, Inc. for engineering design services for the Glen Flora Avenue, Blackstone Avenue, and Ferndale Street reconstruction. Pat.
Sure, so I'll summarize this item and the next item together since they're related. So same deal, this is the design, the road reconstruction. So again, as is in the memo, we're looking at Glen Flora, Blackburn, and Ferndale, east of Estes and north of Route 41. It's about 2,000 feet of road reconstruction. Pavement condition rating out there is 23, indicating a failed condition. In addition to this, we're looking at Glen Flora will be extended to Estes Avenue to provide those residents up there north of 41 access to a signalized intersection to help improve some of the vehicle safety up in that area. So looking at drainage improvements, the potential for sidewalk installation, and then the road reconstruction. So the BLA contract amount is a not to exceed $91,923. Staff is proposing to use the remaining $84,669 from the Rebuild Illinois funds that we have left to cover the majority of the cost of this project. So you remember the Rebuild funds came through a while ago, used them for some projects, like the Stern School sidewalk was the main one, but that funding has to be used by a date certain for roadway-related projects. So with this little amount left and this contract for design services, staff thought it made sense to allocate that, again, approximately $85,000 of the Rebuild funds towards this contract. So again, boilerplate contract that we've seen in the past for road design. We've used BLA in the past with good success. So looking for your approval for this not to exceed contract of $91,923.
All right, so is there a motion as to item number 4 for starters?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Ross, second by trustee Garner. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
Motion carries. Then on to item 5, approval of resolution 2024,
07.
committing the final amount of local funds in conjunction with Rebuild Illinois bond funds. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Malmus, second by trustee O'Brien. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstenson.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
On to item 6, approval of request from the Public Works Department to waive the formal bidding process and award fuel island design, engineering bidding, construction management, and contract administration services to MJR Environmental, Inc. at a cost not to exceed $50,300. Pat?
Sure, so this is a project that's been on staff's radar for a while that we've been kind of dragging on a little bit, but we're getting to a point where we can no longer afford to do that. So the fuel island is up at Public Works that serves or provides fuel to all of our vehicles, as well as we have a contractual relationship with the Park District, District 121 in Swalco. It consists of dispensers and then 2 double-walled underground storage tanks. So one's a 6,000-gallon diesel tank, the other is an 8,000-gallon unleaded tank. Both are installed in 1993. So they've got some age on them, and they're getting increasingly difficult every year to obtain insurance for. So insurance companies don't like to see underground storage tanks of that age. So we do have annual testing to make sure they're not leaking, a regular maintenance program, so up to snuff with regards to all that. But again, they don't last forever, so we're getting to the point that they need to be replaced. Obviously, when you're dealing with underground tanks, it's a very complicated project. Sandstrom is the go-to in the Midwest for anything related to fuel tanks. Serve multiple states, have been around for a long time. We've used them for a number of years. We reached out to them to talk about this process. Their main employee on staff that handles the design services aspect actually went off on his own and started his own company. So MJR Environmental reached out to a couple of organizations that have used MJR for similar services. They've been happy with the work they've received. So we brought them in, talked to them, about what our needs were. Had them educate us a little bit as far as the process for the, removing the current tanks, getting permitting for the new tanks, et cetera, how that works, and then requested a contract. So what's before you is that contract again for the help with the design, the engineering, the bidding, the construction management, and then contract administration throughout the process. So really it'll be involved start to finish to make sure all those boxes are checked, that we, all the proper permitting, working with state of Illinois, et cetera. So it's not to exceed of $50,300. And unfortunately, it's just one of those things that, again, we've reached that point in time. We don't have this knowledge on staff, so it's something that we're going to need some outside assistance with.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion by trustee Thorstensen, second by trustee Garner. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Thomas.
Aye.
Thorstensen.
Yes.
Woodside.
Aye.
Ross.
Aye.
Garner.
Aye.
O'Brien.
Aye.
6 aye.
All right, motion carries. On to public comment. This is a time where you can step up to the microphone, state your name.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Good evening. My name is Jory Stuckwish. I know you haven't heard from me in a while, and you were wondering when you'd get to hear from me again. So some members of the Eastside Commission are here, and we know you like to hear from more than one person, so we'll just kind of trade off, and I'll kind of close things off at the end. So the Eastside Commission would like to thank the village for arranging the town hall meeting last Monday. We appreciate the opportunity to have trustees, staff, and residents at a forum where there were attempts to answer some of our questions and concerns, as well as having an opportunity to start a dialogue about issues impacting the East Side, as well as, in many cases, the entire village. We would like to take this opportunity to provide feedback on the town hall meeting and our expectations for broader information sharing going forward. So item 1, the presentation by the deputy chief was very helpful. It was encouraging to hear what's already being done and what was in process for overall policing, vagrancy, traffic, speed signage, and school area and bus stop issues. While it's true that many more total retail outlets on the geographically larger west side make for more total retail thefts and crime, it would be useful to also see how the data breaks down in terms of crime on persons and property per 1,000 residents, comparing east side versus west side. And then Keith will continue with item number 2.
All right, Keith Owens, 6464 Doral Drive. Ellen Dean talked in great detail about what exists along the East Grand Avenue corridor in terms of businesses and grant programs. She mentioned that currently the building owners are not willing, or at least reluctant, to invest more in their buildings due to low rents per square foot. This begs the question, however, that if the village was more proactive in incentivizing property owners through grants as well as village making improvements in curb appeal, that building owners could attract higher-end businesses, thus allowing them to collect higher rents and the village to have greater sales tax revenue. We also didn't hear anything from Ellen about what else has been done or could be done to secure more grants for economic development along the East Grand Avenue corridor and throughout the village. Dave Ziegler gave a point-by-point answer to the questions about code enforcement, but the overall message seemed to be, this has always seemed to be working in the past. It is clear from the reaction of the audience and comments made by certain individuals after the meeting that this reactive approach to code enforcement, namely relying on residents to know the codes and then report for violations, is not working for the village, not just the East Side. From the collective gasp in the room when it was explained that code enforcement is done on a part-time basis, it is obvious that more resources must be devoted to this important village function.
Hi, my name is Becky Kutsinas. Thank you for your time and your service. We wanted to hear more details about why the Fairbridge Inn has been allowed to fall into such a state of disrepair. what codes it is currently violating, what is the status of pursuing compliance on those violations, and why the village seems reluctant to compel the Fairbridge and other buildings along the EGC to come into full compliance with obvious code infractions. Is it simply a lack of code enforcement staffing, or is there a village policy against aggressively pursuing full compliance? What more can be done to motivate the Fairbridge Inn owner to comply with the village's requests for property repairs and maintenance and removal of the garages? The remarks by Heather from Public Works, while covering the questions and issues raised, focused almost exclusively on how difficult it would be to do any of the things proposed in our questions. The questions were based on residents' concerns about the safety and accident prevention on streets, particularly those that have high cut-through traffic and speeding, especially on streets that don't have sidewalks, have multiple school bus stops, in-home daycares, parks, and an elementary school. Speed humps are relatively inexpensive to purchase and install, and we do not believe that some strategically placed speed humps or tables would be cost prohibitive, especially when the cost of doing nothing is the safety of children and adults in our community. In our research to determine the viability of this proposal, we found the following information regarding speed humps. Speed humps do not interfere with snowplows. Flat top speed humps do not impede school bus transit. While some noise is generated at the hump itself by larger vehicles, the lower speeds resulting from the humps generally result in lower noise levels overall. The speed humps may act as a deterrent to through traffic, therefore positively impacting multiple resident concerns, including speeding, vehicles passing stopped school buses, high traffic volumes, etc. Regarding emergency response vehicles, studies have shown that delays of 1 to 9 seconds per standard hump. Therefore, speed hump design and spacing should take into consideration whether the street is a regularly used response route. Since the streets in question are smaller residential streets, and the major highways of Grand Avenue and Green Bay Road are directly adjacent, when considering speed humps, we ask that the village investigate whether or not these neighborhood streets are considered major emergency response routes, and if speed humps would actually have a significant impact. Interestingly, last Monday, Waukegan Public Works posted on Facebook announcing the installation of their, quote, first traffic calming devices, end quote, speed bumps on Franklin with, quote, more to come. Thank you for listening.
I'm back. I missed the podium. Number 6, we were disappointed that the staff was dismissed from the last part of the meeting. While we can appreciate that you wanted to be respectful of staff who are there on their personal time, we hope that it's recognized the residents who attended were there on their personal time as well. It would have been helpful to have staff members in the room so that they and residents could have asked and answered questions about what was being written for both clarity and to keep the dialogue going. Point number 7, we ask that the village continue to have open and public dialogue with all residents, particularly on the east side, when it comes to the types of issues raised at the town hall meeting. Specifically, we ask that we be kept apprised of how any 2024 to 2025 quick wins, budget actions, and longer-term economic development plans are progressing through the budget processes and are being implemented. So perhaps communicating updates on planned East Side projects and the budgeting for these projects may be communicated to the East Side Commission regularly as one means of transparency and dissemination of information. On the final point, one of the clear messages we heard from residents at the meeting is that they hope that the village will strive to be more proactive rather than reactive when it comes to two-way communication and transparency with the residents, particularly with village operations, including code enforcements and any proposed changes in village zoning, ordinances, and codes. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Is there anybody else that would like to make a public comment? There being none, the floor is closed. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Ballmer, second by trustee Garner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.